Hello everyone, how are we doing? So in this channel we are basically talking about experiment. That is what this channel is about. It's all about experiment. The other channel, Charles Cosby, that's my main channel. I'm going to just put what is known, really, because too many arguments in the threads, just too much arguing, but this can be my experimental and even speculative channel. And as for speculative history, I'll keep that to my books. But anyway, a planetary nebulae seems to be an oil slick. Now, I might be completely mistaken in this, but we see such similar properties, and it backs up also what I've been saying about carbon black coating the inside of a star, and hence we have black holes. So let's get into it. Okay, so we know that benzene was first discovered in, I believe, 1825 by either Humphrey Davy or Michael Faraday, because he found it inside the arc lamps and the oil lamps. Because where you have intense heat, you have black carbon accumulating, and part of these are carbon nanotubes, which we call carbon black, and these are the darkest substance in the universe. So suddenly we have a theory where um, instead of say where we have the light is being trapped by gravity, because think in conventional cosmology, everything is gravity, and even the light cannot escape. Yeah, that might be so, but why do they ignore the chemistry? Why is there no chemistry in astronomy? Let's look at chemistry. Everything's hydrogen in astronomy. Well, look, everything's hydrogen in chemistry as well. Look at carbohydrates. Look at hydrocarbons. It is the most abundant element in organic chemistry, is hydrogen as well. Well. So let's get to it. So I was looking at some cymatics videos today, and I saw something. We're gonna look at it pretty soon. Let's look at it now, actually. Um, uh, basically, they don't say exactly. This is a documentary from 1986. They don't say exactly how this works, but there are basically this is oil inside another solution, and they mix solutions together, and they mix different substances together, and then apply different hums to it. And they see basically skeletal forms appearing. I saw a rib cage in this video appearing. I see all sorts of things. And I was looking at this and I thought, this is just like a bubble in outer space. It's basically oil in a solution, an oil bubble. And as you see, it's trying to mix with the surrounding solution. And it occurs to me, this looks just like some of the planetary nebulas I've seen in astronomy. So and then I realized, well, hang on a sec. Could these be oil? And this backs up my previous theory, which I'll also upload onto this channel. It's also on my main channel, that black holes are basically nanotube coated heavy metals. Anyway, so I started looking at planetary nebulae today, and honestly, the colours you get from planetary nebulae can only be found from petroleum. These are petroleum colours. If this is an exploded planet, an exploded star, we start to see the material that is inside a planet or inside a star. This is a planet that has been destroyed, or a star that has been destroyed. And this, what we see, is the illuminated petroleum. It's kind of an oil slick in outer space in some ways. So let's get into it. And we see exactly the same colours in oil slicks that we see in planetary nebulae. Especially something like this, especially something like that. It's literally a bubble of fat, a bubble of mineral oil. It's absolutely incredible. The similarity I find incredible, and this backs up what I've been saying about black holes being carbon black. And then it also backs up what we suspect about abiotic petroleum origin. If they had, firstly they, I'll tell you what happens. Firstly, they call it a conspiracy theory. Then they call it pseudoscience. Then they call it a hypothesis, right? They don't say, now, it used to be taught that hypothesis is one step below a theory. A theory is backed up by solid mathematics. Yeah, you've got solid mathematics backing up the gravitational origin of, say, planetary nebulae. Have you got any chemistry backing it up? What about the chemistry? I want to know about the chemistry. These are oil slicks in outer space because a planet or star has ruptured its petroleum product. Just fascinating. And of course, carbon would have to be there. And it is. There's a lot of carbon in planetary nebulae. And of course, hydrogen is the most abundant because in hydrocarbons, that's what you have. And that's what oil is, long hydrocarbon chains, really long hydrocarbon chains. Start with something like methane, highly explosive. Ethane, highly explosive. And by the time you get to butane, propylene, hexane, you start to have what we call natural gas. And crude oil is maybe C20 hydrocarbons or more. Crude oil is a mixture of hydrocarbons that exists in a liquid phase in natural underground reservoirs and remains liquid at atmospheric pressure after passing through surface separating facilities. This is how life forms in the universe. It starts to, the cosmic force starts to act upon hydrocarbons in the Earth. And I like this bloke's channel as well, Unsika's, and I believe he says, trust your eyes. I believe he's the bloke who says, trust your eyes. Yeah, the sun is a liquid. He says, trust your eyes. Look at what your eyes say. And he believes astronomy is quite wrong. He's a clever man. I do admire his channel. So hopefully we'll grow up our channel to be a bit like his channel, maybe, in future. So anyway, so that's my theory on the black holes. If you're looking for the darkest substance in the universe, you're looking for carbon black. Carbon black is a strong, intense black, often referred to as lamp black, as I've told you why. It was originally produced with the soot of oil lamps, the opaque synthetic inorganic pigment with excellent light-fast properties. So, electric universe. This is just fascinating. So, of course, having the star as the planetary nebulae as an oil slick backs up this as generated by electrical arcing and sparking. The rupture of a planet or a star to release petroleum byproduct backs up abiotic oil, backs up electric universe. And it backs up what I've been saying about carbon black, about black holes. Never in my mind did it occur to me that planetary nebulae could be an oil slick, but that is what it appears to be. So people can worship the bloke in the wheelchair and all they want. At the end of the day, he never said this. Einstein never said this. These people do not know what they're on about because no one knows what they're on about. And that's the contention of the video. Arc lamps, there we go. All right, guys, hope you've enjoyed this interesting speculative look at what I think planetary nebulae might be. And you're saying, Charles, where's your science? My science is the spectrograph called my eyeball. Okay, there we go. All right, see you guys.